the United States, it's Kennedy Meyman. Her opponent on the stream table, playing as an individual neutral athlete, Aleksandra Guleikova. Ladies, please leg for the break.
Okay, that's our cue.
All righty. I think Alexandra's going to take a couple more shots here. And then we're going to get ready to lag. So, I'm here. This is Dawn Hopkins. I'm here with Mike Howerton. And Mike, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm staying inside because it's hot in Arizona.
Is it? Is it?
You know, I say that. It is not as bad as it could be. I don't think we got past 105 today, which, you know, in all seriousness, that's not so bad.
Well, 105 is like being in an oven for me on the East Coast, so.
Oh, sure. Because you guys are like 60% humidity.
Yes, we do have high humidity in the summertime, yes. Well, we're going to start with the lag here. Let me just say that we are here at the WPA World Pool Association Women's 8-Ball Championships. It's a close lag, but I think Aleksandra has the first.
I think that's Kennedy. Didn't Kennedy win?
Oh, was it Kennedy? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the screen and it's like backwards. So that's my excuse and I'm sticking with it.
All right. Works for me.
So we have two players
So I
here.
mentioned that there was a story.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes, yes. I just want to say who the players are here.
Oh,
So
sure.
we've
Go
got
ahead.
Aleksandra Guleikova against Kennedy Meyman. And it's going to be a great match. Kennedy is, she's ranked 22 in this tournament. And Aleksandra is actually unranked in this tournament. So what does that mean? I think it means that on the WPA ranking that she hasn't broken through into that. But that's not really an attestment to the level of players that we're looking at here because they're both great players. So I think this is going to be a really wonderful match.
Aleksandra is a higher rated Fargo player.
You know what? I think yes. Ooh, that was a weird break. There was no power put into that break. She got 4 balls to the rail, so it's a legal break. But look at the clump of balls there.
Did she miscue?
I don't think so. But it just didn't look like she put a lot of power into that. So we're going to have a very difficult rack here unless somebody can use a ball to go into those and break them out. There's going to be a lot of safety play. And that didn't do it. She hit the balls, but they just kind of stuck. It's like they're glued
Yeah, she
there.
hit them with decent speed. You were comparing, saying that 8 ball's kind of like straight pool. Boy, that looked like a straight ball break, or straight pool break to me.
Almost, right? And that's what it may end up being towards the end, is they're going to play some safeties, again, unless there's a nice breakout opportunity. So she's playing the 3 up in the corner, just trying to get things going. So I think if she can get the right angle on the 5, well, she was trying to get something on the 6 ball.
Tough shot.
Yeah, it was tough. So, but she is now solids, and Kennedy is going to be shooting the stripes.
Definitely safety coming up. Just going to try to tuck down here. Yeah. And not leave her the 7.
Yeah, I think that's a good shot. The only thing I don't like about that is she didn't clear her balls, so maybe that wasn't exactly what she was trying to do. You know, if you're going to play a safety, obviously you don't want to leave a shot for somebody, but you also want to not put yours in a position where they're harder, and that's what she did.
Well, she kind of left Aleksandra with a makeable 7 ball, but then what do you do?
That was a really good shot. I don't know if you noticed that, but she kind of jumped the cue ball over part of the 9 ball. So to get that out of there, she was really straight on that ball. And so that was a really nice shot to start with. But you got to get the right angle here for the 5 to be able to come into these balls. And even if you do, there's no guarantee that she's going to get a shot.
Boy, I sure don't like the idea of trying to get in here and break that cluster up from up here, you know, from where the cue ball's at now.
Yeah, yeah. So she's got to play the 3. I don't know. Because really the side pocket on the left is where you want the cue ball to go if she was shooting the 5 into the pack. And you can't, of course, because she might scratch. Oh, and just as I said that.
Like that.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of the world here. Kennedy's probably not running these out.
Well, if Kennedy was, you know, I think that she has some ball in hand opportunities, possibly. But you got to think of a way to play a ball, play a safe, to get ball in hand so that you can actually go into them and create yourself a shot and get yours out of trouble. So like if she, let's say she pushed the 14 down and drew the cue ball back behind the 9 and then was able to get ball in hand, now she can use the 9 to break open the pack, but you need to have a safe shot, like that 15 is a safe shot, for example. So let's see how she did with the safe on the if she got close enough to the 9 to block the angle for the 3 kick. I mean, what I liked about that shot was that she cleared the 14 to come into the middle of the table. Well, now it's not on the table. This worked out great for Kennedy because this is an angle that she can use to go into the balls, but you want to skim it with enough English that you bring the cue ball back out to the middle of the table so that it gives you the option to play that 15 or the 11. You don't want to get stuck behind the rack because there's no safety ball there yet. See that? That was
like
not,
that.
Yeah, see, that was not good because you don't have the safety ball. But I think she still sees the 15. She may want the director to take the rack off of the table, so he's going to have to use his little tools and place it so that he knows exactly where the ball was. I don't like to shoot over those racks. They're great. They're wonderful racks, but they can change the direction of a ball. So,
which rack do you use? Does the tour use, I mean?
We use those type of racks. This one...
They're not a sponsor?
I don't, I haven't played since January, so I don't know who they're using, so I really don't want to say, because I'm not really sure. But they're like the Magic Rack. They're all great racks that, freeze the balls really nice. That was a wonderful shot there.
Yeah, it was.
So
She even looks like she's all right straight in.
Yeah, the trouble here is the 12. So let's see what kind of work she's going to do to get around that. She's got to get on the left side of the table. It does go in the right side pocket down below. But how will she get there? Maybe from the 13? I'd like to see her get on the 13 right now to do that. Because then she'll have that backup ball of the 15 if it doesn't quite get where she wants. Yeah, see, she's looking now, so this is good to draw the cue ball over where she was pointing. Might have come too far. And that's the beauty of the 15 ball, if she did. I don't know. Can't see the overhead, but it's close. She's shooting it, so she must be able to.
She can see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that overhead, or that different view. That helps. Uh-oh. Ooh. Nice little bump there. Good in one way, but not good in another. So I think she may have to draw the cue ball all the way back to the bottom rail to play, or close to the bottom rail to play the 8 in the side. So I've noticed people that miss this because, you got to put a lot of power into this draw. So you really got to hit nice and center on that cue ball so it doesn't spin it out of the pocket. Beautiful.
She hit that great.
Ooh, boy, that's flirting. That's about as close as a scratch you can get.
And this is no easy shot either.
No.
Oh boy, it'll do a lot for your confidence when you make it. Get the match started with something like this.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. She just drew it a little bit too far. So did you have a story for us?
I do. I was trying to get some information, trying to look up these two players. And from what I see, they have played 3 times. And the last time they played, Kennedy beat her Hill last month at Soaring Eagle.
Wow. So this is like a rematch.
Right. And the first record that I found of the two of them playing each other was last year at this event, and Aleksandra beat her 8-0.
Ooh, that's a difference.
So is that the difference in the fact that they were playing 8-ball? Aleksandra, like I mentioned, Alexandra's a Fargo 625 and Kennedy's a Fargo 600. That's quite a difference.
Well, I think, also, from match to match, that it is a difference, but it's not really when you get to a match play. It might be a difference if you're locking horns for hours, but when you're playing one race, somebody has a few bad shots or a bad leave, or, or they're just playing the lower number is playing on fire. I think match to match, even if it's 50 points difference or 75 points, one match, anybody can win, really. So you have to bear down. I mean, there is a favorite, but... Okay, so we got one person on the board, which is Aleksandra. Guleikova, and we have, just want to
And it's her
mention,
break.
yes, it is her break. So let's see where she breaks from. Most of the players are breaking from the center. Let me go over some of the rules just so you know, because that brings up a point, is the 8-ball does not count on the break. So that's why a lot of the players are playing from the center. Normally, if you're trying to make the 8, a lot of players will break from the sides and hit the second ball. But most players now are hitting the front ball. That way you can control the cue ball and keep the cue ball in the center of the table, which gives you more opportunities after the break. But it's, of course, they lagged for break. The referee's racking all the racks, and they can't check the rack either. If, you know, but they do such a good job with the racking, they don't need to check them. So let's see, she's going from right at center, so she's going a little bit about maybe 2 inches off center to her right. So we'll see if that stays that way, see how it works for her making a ball. She didn't hit it super hard either, and I felt like she didn't really hit straight into the head ball. She hit off to the left, her left. So far, they're playing their breaking a lot softer than the previous match that we saw. What do you see here,
It looks
Mike?
like they're much more playing more of a controlled break, trying, putting extra energy into controlling the cue ball. I was gonna say I liked the stripes here, but I mean, once you get these 2 balls by the side pocket cleared up, it should be fairly easy. I say fairly easy. I'm not out there trying to run these balls.
So she's going to take this 14 now. Yeah, what is she going to do with that? If she rolls down a little bit, she could play the 15 into them. And then she has the 11 as a safety ball by the side pocket.
I think that's what she's going to have to do. I thought she had a better shot on the 10 ball, but now that I saw the different angle, no, she doesn't.
Yeah, what I am worried about here is if you push any of the balls up towards the 4 and the 5, you're going to create more trouble. So that, I liked how she went into it that way behind it.
Nice, yeah.
So ideally she makes the 10 here, the 13. You got to shoot the 11 last because that's a perfect spot for the 8 ball afterwards, working backwards. So let's see if she can stay in line here. Oh, she's got the 9 still. Okay, I forgot about the 9.
Oh, yeah. There's 2 yellow balls there. One of them would be the 9.
I know. That's important. So it is foul on all balls. So as you can see, she's concerned about touching the 6 ball. Good shot. So she's going to roll forward. I guess that's why she took the 11 away. It would have been nice to stay with the 11 on the last shot, but you can't do that if you got the 9 there. So she's going to probably roll up and play that 13 in the side, but this is important to get the right angle on that, which I don't think she did.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen here. She's going to have to put a lot of right-hand English on it so that when it hits the rail, it comes back over, if she can get between the 2, the 4 and the 5 with the cue ball. I don't know, this is tough. but at this point, you have to go for it. That was a nice shot.
She hit that great.
Yeah. Very nice shot. She called her extension.
This is no gimme, but she called her extension with 30 seconds to go on the clock.
Yeah, well, you know, this gives her a lot of time to not have to worry about the clock ticking. It's the last ball. It's a smart move. When you know you have an extension, why not? Why not use it? So the rule is, after the break, you get 60 seconds to think about your shot. After that, all the shots are 40 seconds. It's a hard 40 seconds, and that's unfortunate that she just missed that because the table now is pretty wide open for Aleksandra to start her run. The first shot is going to be key. I don't think the 4 goes by the 5, so she may have to get to a point where she clears that 5 pretty quick, because that's a trouble one. If she can make the 6 and then play the 5, she's got the 7 and the 1 to play after that, so she's called her extension too. So now she will have an extra 40 seconds, but at 5 seconds it starts to beep. So when you hear it beeping, and then if you run out of the time, doesn't matter where you are, if you haven't shot the shot, it's a foul. So I would take that 3 next, just get an easier shot on the 5.
Yeah, it's really just going to come down to making balls here.
Yeah, the 2 doesn't go by the 8, so there's a little bit of work. But if she can bump the 2 here and leave a shot on the 5, that would be really good. Nope, she didn't mean to do that. She meant to bump that 2, and I think she hit it like way too hard. She didn't need to hit that hard.
And now she's in that 4 ball doesn't look makeable at all.
Actually, this is where I'm playing safety all day long. I would go into the 5, get the 5 out of that spot, and just leave the cue ball on the rail. You're going to leave Kennedy with a kick. Now, I don't like that. I think she could have gone straight into it and got the 5 out and then just left the cue ball on the rail. But now look what she's done. She hasn't helped herself. So even if she gets ball in hand, you know, you can run into them, but you haven't fixed the 2, the 2 balls together. You haven't really fixed them. And did she leave a shot?
She left a jump shot.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that could have been pretty dangerous.
And you're right, now she's still got work to do with these balls.
Yeah, so now she has to, maybe the 2 is open now, so maybe she can draw up and break them open, but yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Well, and that's the difference that you see with a lot of amateur players when they're playing safe. They're just thinking about playing safe. Just let me get back for the next shot, when they're not actually trying to accomplish something beyond just hooking their opponent.
Right. And not that she is not an amateur by any means, but...
No.
But it is an amateur mistake, I think. You're right. I think that is a lot of times the way that the lower level players play. You know, the players in the 400s and 500s, they're just trying to pocket balls and, you know, see that running into balls, very dangerous, because she could have blocked this pocket. And yeah, she can play, see here, I'm saying, why not, again, play some sort of safe. Get ball in hand, and then use that to your advantage. But play the right safety so that you're moving the problem at the same time.
Yeah, I think she's going. I was thinking kick behind it.
So that
No,
was
she
pretty
may have
good
opened up
because
the-
she can make the 4 now. So if she got ball in hand, which she may not, but it's okay. She's got 3 balls on the table, so she can probably figure out a safety of some sort. But I like that better because the 4, I think, goes in the side from up above on the table. And she didn't leave a jump shot.
I'd just be happy to hit this ball.
Oh, no.
Don't scratch.
No.
Don't scratch.
So that's the loss of game. Oh, maybe not in these rules. Let's see what he does. She just gets ball in hand.
Looks like they're double checking.
Yeah, they're double checking. I don't think it's... So we're playing by WPA rules, and it is a loss. At first, I thought yes, and then when he didn't make that move, I thought, well, maybe it's different, but that is a loss of game. So that was a strange rack, but we got through it there.
It was, and I noticed it was the second rack in a row that Kennedy had a shot on the 8 ball that you would consider makeable, and she missed it.
Yeah, she did all the work, but just got herself a little bit out of line. That's the thing, is earlier, before the 8, she just rolled up. When I think it was the 9 ball, she was rolling up for the 13 in the side and came short. So it only takes a couple of inches to really mess up what you're going to do, and made a beautiful shot on the 13 after that, but it was just not enough.
And it's got to be the worst situation when you play great up to the 8. You do all the work, like you say, and now you're down 2-0.
Yes. Although I never think of that. I think my ball that I'm shooting, that's what I have to think about, because if you start putting pressure on yourself when you think about what the score is and, who I'm playing, if they're better than me, or any of the outside elements other than the shot that you have to shoot, because it puts pressure on you, and then you just don't think right. Then you're not in the flow. You're not in, you get yourself out of stroke. So if you stop thinking about the outer things, what the tournament means to you, what, if you win this match, who you're going to play next, all those things have to be eliminated from your mind. So she made a ball on the break, shot that one a little bit harder, and she's got stripes, is her choice. So some of the problem is the 11 and the 15, but I think she can take care of that pretty quickly. I think I would do that now. I know she's looking at the 10, but...
Did you notice how quick she made her decision for her first shot of the rack and got down and fired, instead of spending the complete amount of time that she had available to figure things out?
Yeah, sometimes you can overthink yourself, but on that one, I felt she had the perfect angle for the 12 to come up for the 11. So now look at the shot that she's looking at. And she's asking him to remove the rack, just so you know. The rack is on the table, and sometimes that will affect, like it might make the ball slide or something. So he's going to place this little tool on there so that he knows exactly where the 8 ball was. And I think the 15 also he might have to do that. So he's going to get another tool and put that on the 15, and then he can remove the rack. Or is it the 11 that's on there?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's putting it on this one.
Yeah, so it might be
He can
loose.
feel where.
Okay, it's loose. I guess
Yeah,
it's the
there you
angle
go.
of the camera from here. It's like a little maze. He's got to swish around, and now he'll put the balls back where they were, and it's perfect. It's like exactly where they were.
Boy, you couldn't pay me enough to be a referee for an event like this.
It's a lot of work, I'll tell you. And then,
It is,
you
and
know,
it's
the
important
emotions
work.
of what the players are going through. It's a tough job, but I'm glad they do it.
Oh, you've got to have a ref on every table for
It's a nice
tournament
shot.
this important.
Yeah, she's in big trouble here. Her shot making is not going to get her out of this one, I don't think. She may try to bank it. So, playing very offensively, but again, I go back to the 12. I think her big mistake here was not playing the 12 to get rid of that last ball she shot and trying to play the 10. Oh, what's going on here? So she wants
I
to
thought
bank
she
it,
was-
but I don't know
What
why
is she
they've
gonna
stopped
bank?
her. She's banking the 13 into the right side pocket.
Wow.
They're having some discussion down there, but I can't hear what they're talking about. So the referee has gone. They're having you can't see from here, but there are 4 of them in a huddle. Something happened, and I don't know what that was because I didn't see her do anything wrong. But they're discussing it now, and I'm not even sure that the players know. So the players are off talking also.
Is the angle completely wrong to cut the 13 in the side?
Wait a minute.
Am I
they're-
just seeing something that I think is available and it's not?
So-
What?
So we're now the tournament director, who is Kathy. She is discussing with a player something. I don't know if maybe she touched her clothing on a ball or something.
Well, that wouldn't be loss of game.
Why? I don't know what's going on.
And
We're
now
gonna-
they're going back to 1-0
We're gonna wait
on
a
the
minute.
score.
We're gonna hear about it now. Hold on just a second.
Just a quick clarification, guys. We are going to replay the last rack. It was not a loss when Kennedy scratched on the 8. So they decided, the tournament director made the decision to go ahead and stop the game that was currently in progress. We're going to re-rack, take 1 rack off the board for Aleksandra, and start game 2 over right now.
Okay, so remember, play back to not this game, but the last game when Kennedy scratched on the 8 ball. So what they're saying is it should not have been a loss of game, and it should have just been a ball in hand situation where I forget if she made the 8 or didn't make the 8. I don't think she made the 8, but the incoming player would then have ball in hand. But they didn't feel right once they learned that the rule actually was that there is no loss of game when you scratch on the break. So they felt like their incorrect ruling would not be fair if they allowed that game to stay on the board. So they're doing the whole game over again, which is, I don't know, this is where you just have to say, you know, it's very unusual. There's nothing written about it. So we just have to trust the tournament director, who is Jose
Burgos.
Jose Virgos is the main tournament director, and that's his decision. or the group of them. I don't know how they decided, but very unusual because there was a player in this game that was, in a bad situation there.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kennedy was staring down the barrel of being down 3-0, and she can be 1-1 now.
Right. So now it just goes back to Aleksandra having one on the board. So I think, there are hundreds and thousands of situations where you can be in the middle of a tournament and something just freaky happens, whatever it is, that could take you out of your rhythm, right? Or upset you, or you
Right.
don't agree with it, or whatever it is. And that is part of that mental game that I was talking about. It is what it is. The ref made a call. You have to listen to the ref, right or wrong, and you can't let it affect your play in the game. So let's see how this affects each of these girls here.
Yeah, if I'm Guleikova, sitting in the chair and having that happen to me, I could see myself being a little perturbed.
Oh, she's not happy. I can see it on her face. But again, if she loses this match, it's not their fault. It's her fault. So you have to look at it that way. And you just have to, because there's nothing you can do about it. What would really hurt
Right.
if she lost the match by one game? That's going to hurt.
Right. Kennedy's playing well here.
Well, she's still kind of out of position here and there, so they haven't quite got the ball speed down or the angle of where the cue ball's going. So she has created a little bit of an issue. She can play that 12 in the side pocket and then maybe bump the 14 to stop the cue ball for the 15 in the side. Don't hit too hard because you don't want to push the 14 into anything else. Yeah, so it was her position that got her out of line there. Aleksandra is stepping to the table with a couple, she's got multiple choices. The 2 is makeable, so that ball has to be made fairly early. So if she can play this 1 and bring the cue ball up to close to the center of the table for the 2-ball shot. That was overhit, but she's okay. She didn't need to be that far right, and probably didn't mean to. So now she can either hold the cue ball there, just hit it very soft, or she can let it go and go across the other side to play the 6 in the same corner as the 2. Just like that. Let's see what kind of angle she has on the 6. So she's probably pretty straight because she's looking at playing the 7 in the side afterwards. So she's just going to draw the cue ball back about a foot, play the 7 in the side. And then if I were her, I would probably try to get rid of the 3 also. The 3's it's never a good spot to be on a rail like that. Okay, so she's taken the 4 to get rid of that because there's no side pocket shot. So I just want to
have a tough time from the 3 to the 5.
Yeah. I think I would have played. Well, maybe she can get to it from here. If she can get to it from here, if she can get straight on the 3, it won't be too bad, or fairly straight. It's not going to be bad on the 3. Oh, that was close to the side. So this one should be all right. Just use a little low left. Don't hit it hard. Just pop off the rail 5 inches. You don't want to get stuck behind either the 8 or the 15. So she's got a little bit of a window there. Perfect. Okay, here's a key shot here. She could roll down, and if it's fairly straight, and play the 8 in the side. That's probably the easiest thing to do, just because you're moving the cue ball less, but if it goes by the 9, she may choose to hit it a little harder and come up, but she's going to have to move the cue ball more.
Must go.
Yeah, it must go. Yep. It doesn't look it from here, but it must go. Yeah, the way she's closing her eyes, I would never have picked that, just because it's got to be pretty close. Let's see how good her eyes are. Probably better than mine, that's for sure, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like it goes.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You put it like that.
I really think the choice was the side pocket for the 8, because all you had to do was just roll it down. You didn't have to move the cue ball much. Up to that point, she was shooting really well.
I consider this one of those have to get out situations. I mean, you get back to the table with the balls open like this. I don't care what happens. I don't care if there's an earthquake and the table moves. You have got to get out here.
Right. Yes. Yes. That's a great angle to get down for the 9. Just draw it 1 rail over. You want to come a little bit deeper, just because if you don't, then you're going to have to shoot, like once you're shooting the 9, you don't want to have to run into the 8 ball. You want to be lower, so you can play the 8 in the opposite pocket. So that's why it's really good to walk around the table and look. So many people take, they just take it for granted, the shot. Oh, it's easy, you just draw it down, but it really makes a difference exactly where you are. So that was done pretty well. She didn't come down quite far enough, but it's okay. She can just roll forward and come up for the 8 in the opposite pocket. Or if she chooses, she could draw it. Yeah, she's going to do that. Now this has really got to burn for her opponent, because now it's going to be 1-1 when it was already 2-0 before the referees changed the call.
Right, it was 2-0 and looked like it could be moving to 3-0.
Yes.
Kennedy was in a tough spot.
But again, we can talk about it. We can say what we want about it. But if you're sitting in the chair, you've got to just focus on your job. That's it. Okay, so let me give a shout out to all these sponsors. We have Dr. Poole, who is producing this event and has done a lot for the sport. And Dean Rossler and his staff have been amazing over many years in support of women's pool. And he's done a great job here. So thank you for that. And thank you to Aramith, the true Belgian billiard balls, as it says. That's how I roll. And they do roll beautifully. I love the Aramith and the Simonis cloth. Simonis has been a supporter also of the sport for many years. We have Oneida Casino, and they have done a great job with their staff. Their staff is so friendly. Everybody's so happy to have us here. They had a banquet for us last night that was wonderful. The food was amazing, and they had some of their tribe's dancers come out and show their, how they, I'm losing the word here, but it's their, what do you call it when it's their ancestry that did these dances and things for like rain and whatever, and they showed us that last night.
Traditional?
Traditions, yes, their traditions.
Okay.
Thank you. That's the word. So they were showing us their traditions, and there were 64 women in there in the banquet, and plus some of their guests, and so it was quite a full room, and we just had a really nice time. So thank you to Oneida Casino, which is right across from the Green Bay, Wisconsin airport, which is where we are in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Olhausen table, as you can see in front of you there. It's been playing perfect all weekend. We are really enjoying this event, and I hope they have it back for many years. We don't get to compete with 8-ball that often in the U.S. for the women's tour. They do over in Europe. So there are some 8-ball championships overseas. But this is usually, we're not playing this game. We're playing 9-ball or sometimes 10-ball. So it's a nice game to play, though. There's a lot of different things you can learn from this game.
And it's a world championship, so I believe that holds a little bit more importance for some of the European players. There may be some kind of a bonus involved. I don't know. Can you talk about when you were at the peak of your career? What was the difference playing in a world championship?
Well, the first thing is we have 20 countries, I think, maybe 20 plus countries represented here. And to play in your country, or for the most part, like say on our tour, the WPBA tour, you see a lot of familiar faces. You get to know these people. Now she's got to watch her shirt, Mike. See her shirt by the 2-ball?
Oh, yeah.
If she touches that, and I don't even think she's aware how close she is of that, but that would have been a foul. So she's got to be very careful about that. But anyways, so you're playing with people that you're familiar with, even though we also have different countries represented, but it's not near 20. So you get to, when you come to the Worlds, you get to see other female players who are doing the same thing that you're doing on your tour from different countries, like Australia. Australia has their own tour. They have a number 1 player, but I've never met that number 1 player until I come to a world championship. So that, to me, is exciting. You know, because I could be the number, let's say I'm ranked 16th on the tour here. Well, that doesn't mean that I'm better than a girl that's over in another country who they have their own tour. And she could be like way better than me. So I like seeing the best players from everywhere in the world. It's got
She's looking good to get out here.
Yeah, this is a nice run out here. So she can run into this. She's got to get either draw it up in between the 8 and the 11, or run into the 11 hard enough to where she moves the cue ball forward to play the 8 in the side. There you go. Okay, so she clipped the top of the 11. Let's see if she makes this one. Just looking at the line again.
Oh, she's got all kinds of room this time.
So I believe she's called
Something
her
that looked like it
extension.
sharked her.
What's that?
It looked like something sharked her. She got back up.
I thought maybe she was
I think she
asking
was
for
just
an
getting back up
extension.
to... Right, yeah, okay.
Nice shot, nice shot. I'm sure that the last game where she missed that 8 ball was playing in her mind. She didn't want to do that again.
Right.
Okay, so she's got her 2 games back.
And it's her break.
So some of the other things that I haven't mentioned is we're playing a race to 7. And the first part of this tournament, up to where there's 16 players left, is a race to 7. That we call that stage 1. So stage 2 is once we play down in the double elimination to where we have 16 players left, they'll move to a single elimination race to 8. And then when they get to 2 players, the championship match will be a race to 9. So that's a pretty good format. It allows us to play, you're guaranteed 2 matches, but 8-ball takes a little bit longer. So instead of being here for a whole week, we can be here for 4 days and get through a tournament. So that's a really good format for this event, to be able to do that. They'll have the finals on Sunday. Okay, let's see how she breaks here. She didn't really do great with her last break, did she?
I don't remember because...
Yeah, all that stuff that happens.
Right.
That was more power for sure. And that 12 just barely, it went above the pocket, so maybe if she had hit it a little softer, actually, it might have gone in. But you need to just whack them and hope, just hope that you can move the balls enough. So we do have some issues here. We have the 11 and the 6 tied up. The 14 and the 7 are tied up. But there are balls that could break them out. So, like for example, the 12, if you had the right angle, you could break the 7 and the 14 out. So let's see if that's what she's going to do here. Also, the 14, you might be able to play it down, but it looks so close, I think I'd rather break it out. Yeah, there you go. So
Nice
that's
control.
one problem eliminated, but we still have the 10 in the solid is blocking the pocket. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge to get the right angle to break open that 11 ball. Not sure what she was trying to do there. Now she's going to have to probably play either the 9 or the 15. She's looking at whether the 10 goes in the side. So if it does, this would be a good time to do that. She's going to have to put a bunch of English to keep it over there. So now if she can play this 10 in the side and go into the 11, tough shot here though. Because I don't know that she can, you know, if that 13 is blocking a little bit.
And this is similar to that 8 ball she missed.
Yeah.
Well, one of the 8 balls she missed.
Well,
Didn't mean to say it that way.
Yeah. But even if she hits this, if you see the tangent line between the 6 and the 11, so the 11's going to come down to the middle dot on the bottom rail. So she's got to be able to get a shot on that also, not just break it out. See how it moved down towards the dot? So was it the right choice of balls to begin with? I'm not sure. I thought the 2 could have broken those balls up pretty easy. So maybe taking the solids in the beginning would have been a better choice.
Well, now what is there to stop Aleksandra besides just the fact that it's a full rack of balls?
Just staying in position. Now that was interesting.
I liked that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why she didn't just play the 2. I guess she's saving the 2 for the 8. I think I would have played the 2, then the 5, and then got rid of the balls up top, and then had the 8 in the pocket that the 2 goes in. So she moved that cue ball pretty far. But, you know, like I said before, there's no really right or wrong.
No, not if you get out.
Yes, not if you get out. Now, what was she doing there? Was she playing for the 2, which doesn't make a lot of sense to go from the 5 to the 2. So she's probably going to have to play the 1 and drift down for either the 3 or the 4 in the side that they're on. But like I said, I would have rather seen her get rid of the 2 so that it opened up that pocket, and then use the 4 to get to the 8.
Right. There's no reason to shoot at a tougher 8 ball than you have to.
Yeah. So now she's going to be playing the 2 in the side, probably the left side.
Or the 8 in the left side.
The 8, yeah. The 2 down the pocket.
Right.
And then the 8. Yeah, sorry. My brain knew what it was saying, but my mouth didn't. Well, she seems in quite the rhythm now. She seems a lot more comfortable. Oh, good shot. So let's see if she can get the angle that she wants.
Well, this shot could have been a lot worse than this.
She's got really good form, and this is going to play a big part of this shot. Nice, nice out. So she's up to 3-1.
It doesn't look like the controversy early in the match has affected her all that much.
No, she got, for a little bit, I saw her face. She was not happy about it, but she didn't let it go, which is great. That's what she needed to do. Because like I said, you can't blame situations. There's so many situations that can come up in a tournament. You have to be prepared to mentally just get past it. You have to.
What's the phrase that I sometimes hear, that sometimes pool players just need an excuse to miss?
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to lock onto that and say, oh, well, you know, I had the match won, but this whole controversial thing happened early on. And I mean, how do you win from there?
Yeah, it's...
But instead, she's playing well.
Right. It's like you said, it's excuses. Even to the point where, like, one time I was playing a match against Robin Dodson years ago in San Francisco, and it was hill, and I was shooting the 8-ball. The 8 was straight in the pocket, straight shot, not hard at all. The 9 was right there, and I shot the 8, didn't shoot it hard, just shot it normal. It popped out of the table, back onto the table. It was like, it just wasn't meant to be. And I lost the match. And, you know, so I go home whining about, I lost the match because of this. But really, if I didn't let it get hill to hill, I wouldn't have lost the match. You know, so I think you have to take some responsibility. It was not a good situation, but there are, you know, you kind of can't start using excuses of why you're losing. I haven't been playing, you know, it was cold in the room or hot or whatever. There's all kinds of things you can use, but the bottom line is, did you win or did you lose?
I used to, I used to play bar box level, you know, amateur level, where it's easy when you miss to come up with some kind of an excuse. And I remember talking to a family member, and he played pool, so he knew what he was talking about. And I came back from playing some tournament or something like that, and I said, oh my God, the guy got so lucky. Oh, let me describe this luck. And he spoke up and he said, you know, I have never heard you say you lost a match because of how poorly you played. Every time the guy just got lucky.
Yeah.
He came with some amazing shot. He said, how many times do you lose because you played bad? Okay, well, yeah, you may have a point.
Oh, so you were one of those guys, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
no, it's true.
I put the ball banger in ball banger.
And you know, it is true that sometimes the layouts are just terrible for you and easy for them, or they miss and they get lucky. But like, you know, what could you have done to change that? Could you have kicked and kick-safed better than when they did leave you? You know, did you miss the kick and give them ball in hand? You know, there's so many things that can happen in a game. So what is your part in all that? What responsibility are you going to take for it? Because again, somebody's going to say, did you win or did you lose? And you're going to have to say one of those. And nothing like I got unlucky that doesn't paint a good picture. Now that was not. She was trying to pop the cue ball off the rail, and I think maybe just took her mind off of the shot for a little bit. It's hard to say. Maybe got down on the shot too quick.
And this is a runnable out. You know, she's got to figure out the one ball.
Well, there's a lot of trouble here, actually. She's got to figure out the 3. The 4 is probably makeable past the...
Oh, she's got the 9 in the way. Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
the 3. She's got that too.
So there's a lot of funky things going on here. Even this shot here, like, maybe she can play the 3. I mean the 2. So she's gonna ask him to remove the balls so that that's not going to change her shot on this 2 ball. And then she'll only have one pocket for the 4. Good thing here is she might be able to get up behind the 1 after she shoots the 2. So if she can do that and play the 1 down in the corner, that'll alleviate one problem.
Right.
She's got to put, if she's trying to do that, she's going to have to put a lot of left-hand English and hit it soft so that the rail will pick up the English better. Okay, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she was trying to get over for the 1. She might have been trying to get on the 4.
Yeah, that was an odd shot.
I almost like right now taking the, well, you could take the 6 and then get to the 4 and then get to the 1.
But you're leaving a trouble ball for last.
Yeah, it's, or you could take the 7 and go over for that 3, but then you got to work down to the 6 to get on the 4 to get on the 1. So there's 2 trouble spots here, and part of the trouble is shooting over a ball, you know, so she's gonna maybe play safe here. I don't like that safety because she put the 1 on the rail, which is getting down to the 3, but wouldn't it have been nice to like really look at that and keep it away from the rail more so you can play it in the side pocket? So she was thinking more about the speed of the cue ball, which is understandable. All she has to do is bump this. Yeah, I like that shot. That shot's a nice shot. This has put Kennedy in a kind of an awkward situation because that 9 is in front of the pocket and the 12 is in front of the pocket, so you got to walk around and look at where can you put it where you can't see either of those, and I don't know.
Right, she doesn't have the option that she had the last shot of leaving her down here on the short rail.
And she's on a shot clock, so she's trying to hurry. That was a very well played shot. That was really good. Just trying to get the 6 into the pocket area so that it blocks that 9. Very smart. going to play a safe probably here, coming behind, bumping the ball. Oh. See, I'm not really sure what the benefit to that was because the 9 was there. I would almost like to have seen her play the 9 into the 6, making the 6 and drawing it back for like a safe of some sort.
She's had a couple of shots that she went after him as a shot maker. Might not have taken the safest option she had, but was just counting on her ability to make the ball.
Ooh. She kind of jumped up on that shot. So now
she's really got her work cut out for her.
Yeah, now Aleksandra really has to get on the 9 somehow. How is she going to do? She's got to break it out somehow.
Right.
She's going to try to draw into it. She's got to hit this perfect, and did not. Because she's got balls on either side. The only...
There's no safety there.
No, there's no safety unless you... Oof. Yeah.
Fire away at the 10 ball and take another shot at it off the 13.
This is where you just have to go for broke because you didn't do things the right way earlier. Those safeties or, earlier. Now she's got 2 balls in trouble.
And the 3 ball still goes if she can clear the 6.
So Kennedy has the 4 in trouble. So could we see an overhead maybe? Maybe if we see an overhead of what that 4 looks like. If the 4 goes, then I think she's in a really good spot. No, she's playing a bank. Bank safe. This is okay. Not really, because very nice, because look what she did with the 10. She didn't leave her a shot on the 10, which is the only ball that that Aleksandra can use to get anywhere. So it was like a free shot. If she missed it, then there would be no shot there anyway.
Bad things can happen here.
Yeah, like that. Now it's a tighter spot to get on the 8, but it's still workable. So here's what she's got to do. She's got to play the 7, leave an angle on the 3 to come down 1 rail underneath in between the 8 and the 6. But then getting from the 6 to the other side of the 8, not so easy. And that's not good. See what she just did there?
No.
You don't want to be on the rail. So she's going to have to use her shot-making abilities here. She's going to just get over by the rail where she's at now after the 3 and then go up and down the table. Not going to work, I don't think, unless she gets lucky. She got lucky. Wow. That was really lucky.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I like that better.
I'm pretty sure she didn't really want to do that.
Well, she's still got her work to do just to get on the 8 ball.
Yeah. She's going to have to go into them, I guess. No, she's trying to hit them. With that speed, she was just trying to hit them.
Ooh.
Well,
This might be the toughest 8 ball she's shot. Or the toughest makeable 8 ball that she's shot. And she had a jump shot that I would consider tougher.
Ooh,
Oof.
wow.
Well, it wouldn't have been lost a game.
We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we know that now. She's not going to have a problem bumping the 9 here to
Actually,
keep shape, is she?
it would be nice if she could bump the 9, but I don't think she can. I don't think she can dig into it. I mean, it would be great if she could. She's going to have to leave herself a long shot on the 9. Oh, that's a better option. She got the double kiss, but she had the right idea. So she was just trying to stick it behind there, and then hopefully the kick wouldn't work on the 8. And so now this is going to be tough from here because Kennedy has an easy two-way shot here where she just banks it down, but at a speed to leave the cue ball down on the left-hand side of your screen so that Aleksandra doesn't have a shot on either of those other balls. Just don't come too far out. No, so she didn't give anything up. The only thing Aleksandra can do is try her safety again, which she should do. This time,
Right.
this time it's not going to double hit if she just uses a little bit of right-hand spin it over. It's all about speed here. No, she didn't do it. She left her a shot. So she should have hit it more on the right and used a lot of right spin to spin it over behind that.
Right, she had, I mean, the ball placement there was perfect to put her back behind the ball.
Yeah, she just didn't have the touch, didn't feel it. That happens sometimes. It may not cost her the game still. This is not an easy shot. Nice shot. That was a really
Nice.
nice shot. It was tough being on the rail like that. So we're going 3-2 now. It's getting closer, and the players are taking a little bit of a break, a little bathroom break to shake off whatever's going on. And so we just want to thank all our sponsors for being here. I want to thank you at home, too, by the way, for joining us in the streaming service that you're using. Could be on YouTube, could be on Billiard TV, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for taking the time to do that. And we want to thank Olhausen Billiards to have a beautiful table called the Tournament Pro Table. And as you can see, the pockets there have like a silver plate on the end of them, and on the sides that you can't see, they've got another silver plate that just really makes it nice and streamlined.
Makes it look classy.
They're going So we're back from commercial. We've got one player coming into the arena. And the referee is racking the balls for the 6th game. Got a tight match now. Mike, you with me?
I am.
Cool. So,
It's a tight match, and Kennedy, who's a rank behind, has got a little bit more bounce in her step now after making that 8-ball.
yeah, I think being in the game is, it's early though. They're going for to 7, so whoever gets to 7
Yes.
first will win. So it's early in the game, but things can happen quick, If you let a couple of games away from you, then, it can happen pretty fast. So you got to stay on their toes. They have 7 minutes for restroom break, so I know you had a commercial at home. And again, I just want to thank you for being here. We are in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Oneida Casino. It's a great place to come and visit if you're looking to see the Green Bay Packers or something and come to the casino at the same time. Airport is really easy, small. And we want to thank all these referees here too. I think they're going to put them, they're talking to them. I'm not sure what they're saying. They're already on the shot clock, so that can't be happening. So it's
It's the
Aleksandra.
last match of the night.
It
I mean,
is.
Is there a reason it can't run a little late?
I don't know the reason. We used to go we used to have 11 o'clock rounds, but certainly 9 o'clock is not that bad. So I'm not really sure why the tournament director decided that. Maybe they find that there's not enough. I don't know. I can't answer that. Because it's not the players. The players don't mind playing a 9 o'clock round. Now, once we get into
Right.
Friday and Saturday, I think they do longer. I think there are more matches that will be played.
Well, we've both been at tournaments that really ran long.
Oh, yeah. I think the longest for me, I've played a couple of them. The one that I won the Players' Championship in, I think it was 2015. That one went 16 hours I played, back to back to back to back to back. It was just crazy because I got on the loser's bracket early. And, but typically we have some days, some tournaments we have 5 rounds in a day. So if you're on the loser's bracket, you're playing a lot. And that's why you see a lot of these players have become athletes, and they take care of their physical, mental body. They work out a lot. If you look at players like Jasmine Ocean, she's always posting things where she's doing pull-ups and, really working out. Because, of course, I think everybody realizes that if you're physically in good shape, you're more likely to mentally be stronger. So that was an unfortunate miss. She was leaning over, maybe a little worried about touching her shirt on the ball. So she's got ball in hand. These are the 2 treble balls. I'd like to see if that 7 goes by the 12. If not, this is a good opportunity to maybe bump the 7 out because the 3 is right there, so that would be a good safety shot. Safety ball, I mean, not a safe shot.
Right.
That was a great shot. So she's got her choice of playing the 2 or the 5. You know, there's several choices here now that she's got everything open. So the 1 is on the back rail. That should be taken care of early, because that's going to be probably the hardest to get to. Okay, she's done well there. So the 8 doesn't go by the 14, which means it's not going to be much use to leave the 7 there. See how she plays this pattern. See what perfect form. What's that?
I was thinking the 13 ball and the other ball over there could leave things a little precarious to get on the 8 ball, but it shouldn't be any problem.
Right. So it seems
She's
like
gonna leave the 7.
yeah. If she has an angle, that's okay. If she leaves an angle, she can just pop over. But like you said, whenever you're kind of running into things, which is the 13 and the 11, then you're taking chances. Now, the other thing she could do is play this 1 and then come... No, she can't do that either. I was going to say she could come below, like play the 7 down here and come below the 12 and play the 8 up. But I think it depends after the 1 shot where the cue ball is. She doesn't look like she's really worried about it. It's just you don't want to be straight. That's for sure. There's a good angle to see it. So you can see that she just needs to get the cue ball on this side. So, like I said, 2 different ways. She can come below with high right, play it up in the corner, or she can pop it over and take a chance to get in between the 8 and the 13, or kind of bump into the 13. I almost like coming below it so I don't have to run into... I think I would have more control. That worked perfect. Look at that. So she's done a wonderful job getting a straight-in shot here.
Well, and she's got to feel good. She pounced on the first mistake that Kennedy made and ran out.
Yes. So that had to feel good. 4-2. Aleksandra Guleikova is in the lead.
Kennedy's break, and you don't want to be down 3 racks.
Right. So Aleksandra, I don't know if you know this, but she rooms with Christina Takash.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both from Russia, but
Right.
Aleksandra is in this tournament as an individual neutral, not as a Russian citizen. So she's played this year. She came over to the U.S. to play a little bit in some of the tournaments over here. But it can't hurt to be a roommate with Christina Takash.
No, not at all. I checked results, and it looks like Aleksandra has had some 9th place finishes on the tour. Doesn't look like she's finished higher than that, though.
No, but she's very young, so she's got multiple 18 and under championships. So I think her career is just beginning for the the pro level. And she's doing a great job. So she's made a ball on the break. And let's see what we have. So we have the stripes are looking pretty good because the 13 clears into the side. Once that's gone, the 9 will go. Solids are open too, so I think either one of them are a good choice. Now it's like the first ball. I think I would take this 12 down here, and if she gets on the 14, she could get rid of that right away and then still have those 2 balls in the side pocket to shoot in afterwards. That's perfect. So she'll shoot the 14, come up a little bit, play probably the 13 because the 9 doesn't go yet until that 13 is gone. So let's see if the 11 goes in the side past the 1. Probably not if she's looking at it up in the corner. So she's going to have to shoot that maybe down this side. Yeah, see, it doesn't really look like it goes in there, but maybe it does. We're going to find out right now. If it does, she's sitting pretty good because she can just stop the cue ball, play the 15 up in the corner, play the 9 on the side, and then she's got the 8 right there. Yeah, this is going to be a nice rack for her.
Is this the first break and run we've had this match?
Yes, it is.
I
It
don't
will
think
be.
we had any last match.
I don't think so. She's got to make this
Well,
8
she
to make
picked
that
a good
happen
time to
now.
do it.
Don't jinx her.
Oh, God, no. I did that last match.
I know. There it is. First break and run. Now you can say it. 4 to
Okay.
3. She's not giving in. So you said these two went hill-hill last time, right?
They went hill-hill last month in Michigan. Kennedy beat her going away at the Mez event, which was at Raxx, wasn't it?
Yes.
Beat her
Mez
like
is the Raxx
8-2.
event. That's in New York.
Yeah. And then Aleksandra beat her at this event. Or no. She beat her last November, 8-0.
Oh,
If
What-
the information I read is correct.
okay. So we may have a little thing going on here.
I'm always curious, when it comes to playing certain players. Do you have a hard time with some players? Do you just have a mental block? You can't seem to get past them?
I'd like to say no, but that would not be truth for me. And I think if you didn't have that with somebody, that's a better place to be. But I remember years ago, Lori John, I couldn't make 2 balls against Lori John for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, she was a great player, so she was, her talent was outdoing me at the time, but still, I couldn't even play my game. And then she would always play perfect on me because she knew that I just couldn't perform when I played her, and I drew her all the time, of course. The person you don't want to play, you usually have to play. But I also knew that that wasn't the right frame of mind. I just had trouble with it. So these days, I think mentally I've gotten stronger, and I know that it can go either way, no matter what, because in my day, I was good enough to beat anybody, and had beaten all the players at some point. But
Boy, she hit that ball good.
yes. So I don't know if the players today, like if you asked each one of them that question, the stronger competitors would say no, that it doesn't matter who you're playing.
Well, on the media side of things, we just love to have stories that are already written for us. So if there's a rivalry that we can build up, we certainly will.
This is hard shot.
Oh, yeah.
Jacked up, and you're worrying about giving the cue ball in hand to your opponent. So that was a nice shot. I usually like to do what she did. She had long practice strokes, but short shooting stroke. I will even on those shots. I'll just have teeny strokes on those. Anything I have to jack up on.
She is playing like she's in a hurry for something.
It's probably her natural rhythm, like if she's playing at home. She's probably just trying to get to a comfortable point, but, it hurts if she's not ready for that. If she were in dead punch and that's probably her pace.
Okay.
Some players will try to push through their problems by shooting with their in-stroke pace when they're not in stroke, to try to get back into stroke. I know that was confusing, but
stroke.
yeah, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
And I can't tell exactly what she's left her here.
Ooh, yeah, this is, I don't know. I think I would go into I don't know how much space she's got there, but wouldn't it be better to just bump into those other two balls? Try to get the cue ball behind the 10, but she might have been so close to the 11 that she didn't have that space. She might have double hit it. Because I don't like
No,
where the
everything has a
11-10
pocket now.
is. Yeah. So Kennedy is definitely the favorite on this if she can stay in position because of the problem balls. And oh, look at that first shot. That was such an easy shot to miss. Now if that ball had gone in the other pocket, it wouldn't have counted, but it would have stayed down.
Okay.
Well, she's got her hands full here because she didn't break that 11 up. I don't know. She could come below the 13, like over here, but you got to get off the rail. See, that's not good. Because if she were more off the rails, she could dig under it and then draw into them, and has the two balls up by the side pocket on the right there as safety shots. Now she doesn't have as much opportunity. This is going to be a problem. And you can't.
Right, she tightened up the 14,
Yeah, and you can't really.
13.
even if she makes, like, see where the 2 is? If you play one of those balls in the side, yeah, she's going to play a safe. That might be a good option. No, she's not. Not sure what her plan is here. If you play the 9, get above the
Just
13.
playing shape for a safety.
Yeah. No, I don't think a safety. I think she's going to play the 9 and try to get a shot on the 13 so that she can break the balls out with that 13. No, I was wrong. See, she had a good opportunity for safe there, too. She could have stuck the cue ball right behind the 8, and then at least Kennedy would be kicking at it, and if she's kicking at it, she might break up the balls for her.
Right. It looks like she's got a big enough window for the 7. Is she playing the combo? Okay.
That's no good.
That's not where she wanted to be.
No. They're kind of losing their position play a little bit. And
Yeah,
she's
that seemed
lost
to be a
her.
little bit of taking position for granted.
Yeah, she's lost her ability to play safe because that 13 is hanging. That was a good
She
shot.
likes that shot, though.
Yeah. So here, all she can do is play that 5, and I don't think it's a scratch. I think she can hit above the side pocket, come out for the 3, try to get an angle on the 3. It's close, though. You got to hit this kind of soft with a little bit of right English. You don't want to hit it too hard because it'll bounce off and scratch. Ooh. That was great. Yeah, there's no problem here. She just kind of rolls it soft into the pocket, and then she has the natural angle for the 2 to come down for the 8. So this would tie the match up again.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Tie
high.
the matchup.
left.
I'm not sure I could pick a favorite.
No, because now you're playing a race to 3, because they're only going to 7.
Right.
So anybody can win in a race to 3. Can you?
Yeah, can't complain about that. Not on these tables.
Okay,
I'm old, I
almost
can't see
anybody.
that far.
Almost anybody can win.
Right, right.
She's called her extension because she doesn't want to think about the beeping going off while she's shooting. Good shot. Ties it up, 4-4. It's anybody's game. See if we can get
All right,
another
well,
break and
last
run.
match of the night. Oh, yeah. Thinking if it's the last match, we may as well drag it out as long as possible. Hill.
You didn't really want to go to eat, did you?
No, it's only 6:45 where I'm at.
Oh. I think you're an hour difference from Green Bay, right?
I thought it was 8:45 there.
Well, you're not on the West Coast time, are you? Are you? No.
It may be because of daylight savings time, because we don't do that.
Oh, you guys, you're different than
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Those Arizona people. They got to do it their way. Actually, I wouldn't mind not having daylight savings. It is kind of confusing. But I'm sure there's good reasons why states do it.
Yeah, I saw something in the news recently about them trying to do away with it again, but I didn't pay much attention.
Okay, so let's keep an eye on this break. Let's see what she does. She's pretty much right in the middle, shooting straight at the front ball. There's the one in the side. I'm not sure where the one came from. I don't think it was the ball behind the head ball. She didn't put a lot of power into that one, and as you can see, not a lot of balls moved. I mean, they didn't move a lot, like they weren't flying around the table, so you only have a couple of balls up in the top half of the screen. So that's going to cause a little bit of clutter. I kind of like the solids from here because the 15 is tied up. But she's taking the stripes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was possibly a mistake, a little bit light. I think she was trying to come up closer for the 10 in the corner on the right here. So now she's got to take a harder shot. And if she makes this, she's got a nice easy shot on the balls in the side. That was great shot. So she's got her safety balls here, her safety net. And you can use one of those
She's
balls
still
to
got that
get
one ball.
Yeah, but she can. I'm not sure how she could draw back after she plays this 12 and then play the 11 to get on the 10, and then the 15 does go in the corner. So if she can use this ball here, oh, see, she's going the other way. So I would take the 11 now and then be able to jack up and stop the 10 ball, unless the 15 goes in the other corner. We're going to find out. Oh,
She's
I
still
forgot
got
about
weight
the
on dealing with
14.
Those two balls.
Yeah. Oh, I do not like this. She didn't have to do that. Why did she do that? So she could have just used the 11 to play the 10, and then the 15 goes up in the corner, and then you've got the 14. So that's very dangerous, everybody at home. When you run into balls, if you don't know where it's going, you could make the 8 by accident. You can scratch, which she's done already once in this match, I think.
And Aleksandra has too. Now, no, that wasn't bumping into a ball. That was just a straight scratch.
I do love both of these girls, their fundamentals are so perfect that the arm is just going in the shot line so perfect. So shots like that to me are like, they look impossible when I get down on them, but they make it look so easy. So here's what I wanted her to do initially is just roll this in and then play that 15 down at the other end of the table. I think it has both pockets.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she had it, though. Patterns. Patterns are important. So in here, you're just going to go backwards, right? So where does the 8 go? What pocket? And then you got to think, what's the ball before the 8 that's going to get on the 8? So something just happened. I think they're going to start dancing or something. Really loud music just went on, which I'm okay with, by the way. I don't think the players are.
That good. No, probably not. You had that kind of an environment when you were growing up playing the game, didn't you?
Oh, we still do. We still have music in our arenas. So I think, you know, it's good when you have the music. When you start at the beginning of the day, you put it on just a little in the background. You know, the players enjoy that. But not super loud, not with it in a dance atmosphere. So you think that that 8 ball goes in the corner here?
I don't know. Maybe I'm leaving the 2 for last and shooting the 8 up in the top right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I like actually shooting the 4 now.
Right, and then leave the 6, 7. Shoot the 4, get on the 6, then the 7.
Yeah, so this is a little weird because, well, unless it's easy to go into the corner, then she can just shoot the 7, get a little angle on the 2, come around 2 rails, come out, and then. So this works, but
it must go. She must have enough.
Yeah.
She can see enough of the 8.
I'm going to use some high right English, spin around 2 rails, and get to like a little bit more to the right of the center. I don't want to be shooting over those 2 balls either. I don't want to have to worry about my jacket touching it or anything. Ouch. Oh, danger. See, I would rather have come the other way. She almost scratched.
That's what I thought she would do.
Yeah. Now she's almost straight. The other way, you get the natural angle for the cue ball to go over to where she needs to be for the 8. But she's a good enough player that she can do this. Just draw it back. Make sure you get it to the rail. There you go, just like that.
She's a lot straighter than I thought she was.
Yeah, the ref is coming over to keep an eye because it is close. Which is why I liked your idea, shooting the 2 last. That would have been less stress.
Can you see I play on a bar box? Shooting that 8 ball on a bar box is a whole lot easier than shooting it on this table.
Yeah. Nice out. Very nice out.
All right, 5-4 lead and the break.
We want to thank J. Peachauer Custom Cues. They've sponsored a tour on the East Coast for quite a while. And just do a lot for the sport. I actually shoot with one of those cues also. And then we got Oneida Casino. Got Simonis cloth, Aramith balls, and let's see, Dr. Pool. All of the sponsors here. We want to thank everybody. And the WPBA logo. It's our 50th year. So we're excited about that. And the
I had somebody tell me a couple years ago that it was coming up on 50 years, and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It's, I think we are the longest running women's association or something like that. But we have a lot of great sponsors. The WPA, World Pool Billiard Association, also does a lot for the sport and gives opportunities for all of these women. There's a lot of events going on right now. So there's a world, I think they're going to Rome next for the world, let's see, World 10 Ball, and then maybe the World 9 Ball is in Vietnam after that. So the women are getting a lot of great opportunities to go and showcase their talents, which is great. That's what they need. They need a place to play. And WPA gives them that arena.
And to think that there was a time that people in the game said, the women in an association of their own? How are they going to do that?
Yeah. Yes. But we did. We did it well for many years.
The excuse was the women need the men?
Well, you probably know how I feel about that.
I think everyone in this tournament feels the same way.
I think the first world event, the WPA event that I went to was back in the early 90s. I went to Taiwan. That's the other thing that you don't think about is I met a girl here, and like me, is that going to fall? That is about as close as you can get. I don't think she can see the 10. That's how close that is of falling in. But she can see that 13. She's calling an extension, which I think that's a smart idea because this is going to be brutal. But what I was saying is I just met somebody from, trying to think, they were from Australia maybe or someplace. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it was their first time in the U.S. in a WPA event, I believe. And they were so excited, just the idea of being here in the States, because they never had any other opportunity to do that. So I remember being in Taiwan and thinking the same thing. I was just so happy to be playing in such a prestigious event around the other side of the world. I mean, when would I be going to Taiwan?
Right.
And I had such a great experience while I was there that that's the opportunities that the WPA and the people that support the events, like all these sponsors and Dr. Poole by producing it. And, that's really one of the big things here is being able to get these experiences in your lifetime. and play a sport that you love.
That's the big thing.
So this looks pretty good at this point, as long as the 11 goes in the side. She's got to get around the 2 ball and the 5 ball, you know, to get to the 8.
Well, she looks like she's either going to leave herself a long shot or she's going to stroke the heck out of this one.
Maybe she's going to try to come up closer to the 10. She's tried to break them out. So if we could see overhead, I'd like to see if that 11 goes in the side. Because if it goes in the side, there's no reason for her to do what she just did. So my guess then is that it doesn't go in the side.
Yeah, she wouldn't be shooting this ball if it did.
Ooh. So, if it doesn't go,
then where do you play safe?
I would stick it right on there. I'd get that 11 out of there, and I would just freeze it to the 5 if I could. I mean, that's control.
That's
but
a good shot.
yeah, if you could replace the cue ball with the 11, that's ideal. But it takes a lot of control, and if you don't hit it, then you're going to leave him a shot. This works. You know, that works, but she's just going to play a safe back. I would probably, at this point, maybe thin. Well, you can hit the 7 and try to land up above the 6 so that you're making her kick at the 10 and she doesn't really have a shot on the 11. That I didn't like, and the reason I didn't like that was because you put your 7 in a worse position than it was. Even though it's makeable, it's not in as good a position. So there wasn't really a need, because you could have gotten the cue ball the same place by pushing the 2 out and come behind. And that doesn't really work.
She's just trying to.
Yeah, she can just shoot the 6.
Thinking she's going to.
What's that?
Is she thinking she's going to tempt her into going for something that she could make a mistake with?
I don't know. But this just gives her a chance to do that safety I was talking about before, where now she has to kick at the 10, right? Unless she can thin it, or kick at the 11, because really you don't want to open up the 5. If the 5 can't go in the corner, you don't want to open that 11 up right now unless you think you can get a shot on the 10. So hit this one. I would hit this one not super hard, just enough to push it in front of the pocket so that if you don't make it, see, she hit it so hard that see where it bounced back out again? Now she got fortunate because the 6 might have tied up, but if she had hit it really soft and just laid it up, then the 6 wouldn't go by there. Now she's kind of owned that pocket. So she's gonna pull it back maybe a little if she needs to break the 5 out. Let's see what she's gonna do here. Gonna play the 6 in. Don't know what her plan is for the 5.
You think she makes the 2 on the side and runs up to shoot the 5 in the top right? Well, she's awfully straight now.
Yeah. Which would work if she, yeah, so I guess it didn't go in the side, but it does go in the corner.
That's my guess. She's speeding up again.
Whatever it is, she's shooting with confidence, so she's not undecided, at least. That's the worst thing you can do, is be undecided about what you're shooting. Ooh,
Oh,
big problem there. Well, not,
so
yeah, because she can just shoot this now, the 11 in the corner, and draw back for the 10.
you think the 5 didn't go
In the side?
in the corner?
In the corner? No. Oh, the way she shot that. Yeah, she was shooting it to break it out.
Right.
Oof. I don't know.
It sure looks like it would go.
Do we have an overhead? The guys in the back? Do you know we have some secret guys in the back that do things? One of them is to give us an overhead. Except I can't talk to them. I have no communication. She's taking her time.
Well, she knows what she's got to do.
Yeah. That's it.
Yep.
She has a little angle. So, I'm just gonna, unless she really hates the side pockets, I'm just gonna roll it up or draw it a few inches back to play it up in the corner. I would probably just roll it up. It looks, that's a good angle there to see that side pocket. That works. So we'll put her on the hill.
And I think this is the last match being played out for today. I think everybody else is done.
Oh, that's why it's so quiet in here.
There you go.
Nice match, nice game. We got one more if she wins this next one. So Kennedy's going to have to, you know, fight back here. Kennedy has taken a break. And they have 7 minutes. That's the rule, that they have 7 minutes. So we're going to entertain you for 7 minutes. Mike, what's your favorite pool story in your career?
Oh. Okay, well, I have an odd one. You know Jerry Forsyth.
Yes.
Yes. We went to Fujairah for a tournament one year. And
Fuwada?
Fujairah, it's just outside of Dubai.
Oh, okay.
And there were volunteers that were there to help run the tournament. And there were some 3 or 4 ladies there who had volunteered their time. So they were helping out any place they could. And we show up in the middle of the tournament one day, and the tournament promoter takes Jerry aside and he says, the ladies who are helping out here, they would like to know a little bit about how to play pool. You know, can you show them a little something on the pool table? And Jerry, nicest guy in the world, he says, oh yeah, sure. So he walks over and he takes the girls over to one of the tables and he sets up a simple shot. And the girl gets down to shoot it, and he reaches out with his hand and puts it on her bridge hand to steady her bridge. And you could have heard a pin drop in this room. And they said, Jerry, you don't touch. You do not touch the women. So we always joked with him later that she either had one arm left or they were married and Jerry just didn't know it now.
Yeah, when you go to different countries, you have to be careful of their customs. You really have to know their customs because you can get yourself in big trouble. Jerry, I have to say, he showed me something one time that was really valuable to me, that I used to go with my eye pattern. I didn't think about my eye pattern when I was shooting. So the eye pattern is looking, at the shot at, like, let's say you're down on a shot and it's straight in, and it's the one ball. So if I take my eyes and I look at the line of the one, and then I get down on the shot, and then I look at the cue ball, and then I go up to the one, then I go down to the cue ball, your eyes are flicking back and forth, is what I was doing. And as I was doing my practice strokes, I'm going up and down with my eyes. And he says, what you need to do is when you're doing practice strokes, you look at the cue ball. Because you want to make sure that the tip is going to the cue ball. And then when you go to shoot the shot, that's when you just hesitate and you look up at the shot, you lock in. When you're locked in, then you keep your eyes on the object ball and you shoot. And that just made such a difference in my game. So she again didn't...
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that because I think it's something that was really important and has helped me a lot. But this break I want to talk about first. So she, the one rack that she made some balls on the break, or made a ball, she gave more power. She started to let the power off again. And now she's given Aleksandra a shot at the table to take the first steps. She's taken the solids. Let's see if she can stay in line. And that's the key here. So if she shoots the 5, she's got the 2, but keep in mind the cue ball is going to go into the 15. So let's see what's going to happen with the cue ball after that. Because you don't want to be shooting over the 15 to shoot the 2. You don't want to have it roll off the top
so
of it.
Shooting the 5 and drawing back.
Yeah. See that? Let's see if she...
That worked out.
That worked out? Okay, so she still sees it. But I don't like getting that close to everything when if she had taken it at a different time, she wouldn't have had to run into the 15 and then maybe have problems, but... And the 4, so she's almost straight now. So let's see if she shoots the 4 next. Or if she's going to shoot the 3. This I don't like. She's shooting over a ball. You really, with this game, like the way we are playing it, where it's foul in all balls, you're playing position not to have to shoot over balls is what you should be doing. Because it changes the percentage of makeable shots. So she called an extension.
Oh, she's going to shoot the 1.
Well, she could play a safety here. Leaving... I don't know. Because she's jacked up over a ball. It's the 7 is not a fun shot to shoot.
She wants to run out, though.
Yes, of course. Very nicely done.
And now she can run out.
She can. She's got to get that 4, the 4 with the right angle for the 8. But I think she can do it. I think she can just roll the cue ball up a little on this shot, pull back the 3 to give an angle on the 4, and then, well, no, she's got to stay on that side for the 4. So you can't have too
Right,
much
she doesn't
angle.
want too much angle on the 4. This is interesting.
Nope. All right, so now she's got to really do some work here. Because she's going to have a lot of angle on the 4. Do you think that 4 goes down in the other corner? Because that's...
In the top left?
Yeah, because when she shot the 2, that's what I thought she was doing, is getting rid of the 4 then.
Oh, considering how much of the pocket she used in the last ball she shot up there, I think she thought it was an option. If she banks this...
No, she's cutting it in. Obviously didn't want to be here. She came over way further than she wanted, but she's got to go for it. Go back and forth across the table for the 8 if she happens to make it. Oh, look at that. What a
Oh,
beautiful
no.
shot.
And she's going to be left with
I
this.
don't mind this, because had she not bumped the 8, she wouldn't have even had a shot. But now it's an easy kick shot. You just split that in half. Make sure you're not putting a ton of English on it, and just hit it soft enough that it won't, the cue ball won't follow in. I actually don't mind this at all. There you go. What a way to win a match.
That's it.
Aleksandra Guleikova against, she won 7 of 4 against Kennedy Meyman. And I want to thank all of you at home for being here. I want to thank Mike Howerton for being here. I'm Dawn Hopkins. And all the sponsors, Olhausen, Oneida, J.P. Chower, Dr. Poole, and all of these that you see on the signs here. There's so many that Aramis Pool Balls, Simona's Cloth. We're just really happy that you have joined us tonight, and we will be back tomorrow with more.